Hello, David here, and we're taking Warren's Smith & Wesson M&P shield chambered in 9mm out to the range today. Going to give that a little exercise along with that Dan Wesson Model 44. I don't expect any problems. The shield's been a great carry piece. It's been comfortable to carry. I like it. Warren likes it. I think I could rotate this into my carry rotation. I like it a lot. Smith & Wesson shield is out of commission. This little piece fell out of the magazine well. I don't know what it goes to. Go with the pistol cock. Nothing when I pull the trigger. It's empty, but it should fire, because it's capable of firing with the magazine removed. That's the problem. Well, that range session didn't go very well. I'm very disappointed. This metal piece here, the thing fell out and will no longer fire. I don't see where it's coming from. Looking at the slide, striker looks normal. Look in here. The sear lever that you have to push down. But this shield probably has less than 300 rounds through it, maybe even 200 rounds. So it's kind of disappointing that it failed. So I need to contact Smith & Wesson and see if they have any idea. It is day 3 and I just received a response from Smith & Wesson. My initial inquiry was by email from their website, and you could call in on the phone if you want. I didn't do that. But they sent a message back, no questions answered, with instructions on how to ship it. They sent me a FedEx label for 2-day air at their cost, right there. And I just have to take it down to the FedEx center, send it to them, and they're going to take care of it. As I mentioned before, this is a low round pistol. It's probably less than 300 rounds through it, and it's a second trip back to the factory. The first time there was a problem with light primer strikes. So I've heard great things about the shield being extremely reliable. Fast forward to today, January 4, 2018. Warren's shield just came back from Smith & Wesson today. I sent it out on December 2, so they had it for a little more than a month. Of course, there's 2 holidays in there, Christmas and New Year, so I'm sure the factory was closed for a couple of days, maybe even longer. So think what you will about that turnaround time. I'm not that angry about it because I have other toys to play with. I'm sure Warren does too. The report from the factory is right here. They replaced the sear and then they range tested it. So on the field strip, let's make sure it's empty first of all. Yep, it's empty, no mag in there. I found that the sear disconnect lever in there, the only finger I can get in there that I could push down on that sear disconnect lever is my little finger. Get in there and push it down. If you don't have a tool, alternately, let's push it back up. Okay, it's back up. You can pull the trigger. It's just dangerous. The factory doesn't like you doing it because they don't want any negligent discharges, but you can keep the sear disconnector level up in its normal configuration, and let's try it. Pull the trigger. We know it's empty. You can't hold the trigger down when you're removing the slide. You have to let off the trigger and then pull the trigger down as you're pulling the slide off the frame. So I believe that that piece, that unfinished piece of steel, I believe that's a sear. I didn't notice anything wrong with it. I'm going to have to compare the earlier video to this video. But that's what they replaced. I believe that's a sear. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the sear is any other piece. This piece is connected to the trigger bar, so I'm pretty sure it's that flat piece. Anyway, what I want you to get walking away from this is Smith & Wesson produces millions of firearms. They've got great design, great quality control, great machining, and great warranty. They paid for shipping back and forth, second day air, and no questions asked on the warranty. I'm very happy with the service. What I do want you to take away is anytime you have a self-defense firearm that you're going to carry, I think you should run at least 500 rounds of various ammo through it. Range ammo, self-defense ammo. Make sure the self-defense hollow points will feed up the feed ramp to the barrel. Just make sure everything works. Make sure there's no malfunctions, because you don't want to have a malfunction when you're in the middle of protecting your life. Now to take this to the bullet trap, and I'm going to start firing some rounds through it. Make sure it functions okay. Thanks for watching. I just fired 100 rounds of Winchester White Box 115 grain full metal jacket without any problems. No failures to feed, no failures to eject, no failures to function. Now I have 8 rounds of Remington 115 grain hollow points, kind of a light duty defensive ammo. Hey, still no problems. So far, so good.
Gun owners of America. Gun owners of America.
Gun owners of America.
Gun owners of America. Gun owners of America.
If you're sitting at home and you contribute to the Gun Owners of America, stop giving.
The only no-compromise gun group in Washington.
They're tougher than the NRA, aren't they?
That's right.
The NRA is bad, really bad. Gun Owners of America is even worse than bad.
We do not support gun control. We do not support gun control fully loaded. We do not support gun control light. We have opposed every gun control at the federal level.
After days of silence following the Las Vegas attack, the NRA announced it was backing new regulations on bump stocks.
Interestingly enough, while the NRA is saying maybe we should regulate, restrict these bump stocks, Eric Pratt says no.